Close your eyes for a moment and imagine absolute nothingness. No light, no sound, no time, no direction. Now imagine that silence breaking, not gently, not slowly, but violently, explosively, with energy bursting into existence. The very first moment of the universe was not calm. It was motion, it was expansion, it was rotation beginning to whisper into reality. From that first breath of creation, nothing stayed still. Matter rushed outward, space stretched, energy twisted and curled, and in that chaos, spin was born. You see, the universe did not wait to learn movement. Movement was built into it from the start. When matter began clumping together, it didn't fall straight down like a rock dropped from the sky. It swirled, it curved, it bent into circles. That is not coincidence. That is physics shaping chaos into order. When clouds of cosmic dust collapsed under gravity, tiny irregular motions became amplified. A slight sideways drift turned into massive rotation. That is how stars were born spinning. That is how galaxies formed their graceful spiral arms. That is how planets learn to turn. And here's what makes this truly mind-blowing: spinning is not decoration. It is survival. Without rotation, collapsing matter would fall straight inward and destroy itself. Spin acts like balance, like a cosmic stabilizer. It spreads energy, redistributes pressure, and prevents total collapse. Rotation is the universe's way of saying, I will not fall apart, I will organize. Think about it. Look up at the night sky. Those glowing pinpoints are not frozen statues. They are racing through space. Every star system is rotating, every galaxy is spinning. Even the largest structures we can observe are in motion. The universe didn't choose stillness. It chose movement as its default setting. And now listen carefully, because this is where the lesson becomes personal. If motion created the universe, what do you think motion does for your life? Stagnation is not natural. Comfort is not permanent. Stillness feels safe, but the universe has never rewarded staying still. Everything that exists because it moved first. When you stop growing, you don't remain stable. You slowly collapse, just like matter in space. When energy stops flowing, systems break down, muscles weaken, minds dull, purpose fades. But when motion returns, when effort begins, when learning restarts, when action is taken, structure rebuilds itself. The universe doesn't wait for perfect conditions to move. It moves and creates perfection along the way. Stars ignite inside chaos. Planets form inside debris. Order is born from disorder through motion. So the next time you feel stuck, tired, or unsure, remember this: you come from a spinning universe. You are not designed for stillness. You are designed for forward momentum. Your blood flows, your heart beats, your lungs expand and contract, your cells vibrate with energy. Everything inside you is moving because life itself refuses to stand still. You are not separate from the cosmos. You are a continuation of it. And just like the universe began with motion, your next transformation begins the same way, by moving. Now let's go deeper, because movement alone is not enough. Something has to guide that movement. Something has to shape chaos into structure. And that invisible sculptor is gravity. Most people think gravity only pulls things down. They imagine it as a simple force, dragging objects toward the ground. But in the universe, gravity is not just a pull, it is a choreographer. It teaches matter how to dance. Picture enormous clouds of gas and dust floating in space. At first they are scattered, messy, drifting with no clear direction. Then gravity whispers. It begins pulling particles closer. As the cloud collapses inward, tiny sideways motions, little imperfections, small random movements start to matter. Those slight curves turn into rotations. Straight lines bend into circles. And suddenly, instead of a chaotic collapse, you get a spinning disk. From that spinning disk, stars ignite. From those stars, planets are born. Gravity doesn't just bring things together, it teaches them how to move together. That's why solar systems don't look like piles of rubble. They look like organized clockwork. Planets don't crash into the sun. They orbit it. They circle it. They dance around it in predictable paths. That dance is gravity in action, converting falling motion into graceful rotation. Without this transformation, everything would collapse violently inward. No stability, no structure, no long-term existence, and the same pattern appears everywhere. Galaxies form when gravity gathers billions of stars into massive rotating systems. Spiral arms stretch outward like cosmic fingerprints. Even black holes, the most extreme objects in the universe, spin. Gravity compresses matter so intensely that space itself bends, yet rotation still emerges. Even at the edge of destruction, motion survives. Now here's the part that matters to you. Gravity doesn't eliminate chaos. It organizes it. It doesn't stop collapse. It reshapes collapse into creation. And your life works the same way. Pressure doesn't destroy you by default. Struggle doesn't automatically break you. If guided correctly, force becomes structure. Stress becomes strength. Resistance becomes direction. When life pulls you inward, when responsibilities tighten, when problems surround you, you have two choices. You can collapse straight down under the weight, or you can learn to rotate around the pressure. You can adapt, you can shift direction, you can turn struggle into momentum. That's what gravity teaches the universe. It doesn't remove hardship. It converts it into motion that builds systems instead of destroying them. Think about every strong person you admire. They didn't grow in comfort. They grew under pressure. They were pulled, stretched, tested, and instead of breaking, they learned how to move differently. They learned how to turn force into balance. You see, stability doesn't come from avoiding gravity. Stability comes from working with it. Planets don't fight gravity. They cooperate with it. That cooperation creates orbits that last billions of years. In the same way, when you stop fighting reality and start learning how to move within it, your life stops feeling chaotic and starts feeling aligned. The universe is not soft. It is powerful, it is demanding, and yet it produces beauty because it knows how to shape force into order. So when you feel pressure building, don't panic. When life pulls you hard, don't freeze. Remember what the cosmos does. It turns pull into motion. It turns collapse into rotation. It turns chaos into structure. And if gravity can teach galaxies how to dance, then pressure can teach you how to rise. There is a rule in this universe so powerful, so unbreakable, that even stars, planets, and galaxies must obey it. You cannot see it, you cannot touch it, but it controls nearly every spinning thing you will ever observe. Once motion begins, this law protects it. It refuses to let rotation simply disappear. This invisible guardian is what keeps worlds turning long after they are born. When something starts spinning, the universe does not easily allow it to stop. That is why planets can rotate for billions of years without someone pushing them. That is why massive stars continue turning even as they age. That is why galaxies keep their graceful spiral shapes instead of collapsing into chaos. Motion once created is preserved. It is carried forward like a cosmic inheritance passed from one generation of matter to the next. You've seen this principle on Earth without even realizing it. Watch an ice skater on the rink. When they stretch their arms outward, their spin slows down. When they pull their arms inward, their rotation suddenly speeds up. No motor, no extra push. Just the universe enforcing balance. The same rule that governs distant galaxies is acting inside that simple human movement. Now pause and understand what this really means. The universe hates wasting motion. It conserves it, it protects it, it reshapes it, but it does not destroy it easily. Energy changes form. Movement shifts direction. But the total spin, the total motion, keeps flowing forward. And here is where this becomes personal. Every action you take creates momentum. Every habit you build starts a spin in your life. When you repeat behaviors, good or bad, they gain rotational speed. They become harder to stop. That's why progress accelerates once you get moving. And that's why negative cycles feel so powerful when they're left unchecked. The universe is teaching you something important here. Starting is the hardest part. Once motion begins, the system helps you continue. That's why the first workout feels impossible, but the 10th feels normal. That's why the first step toward change feels terrifying, but consistency builds strength. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start spinning in the right direction. Think about Earth. It doesn't stop rotating at night. It doesn't pause for rest. It keeps turning, steady and reliable, creating day after day, sunrise after sunrise. That persistence is not dramatic. It's not loud. It's quiet, consistent motion. And that quiet motion is what builds stable worlds. Your growth works the same way. You don't need explosive motivation every day. You need sustained movement. Small actions done repeatedly. Tiny rotations that slowly shape massive change. The universe also shows us something else. When spinning objects pull their mass closer to the center, they rotate faster. Focus works the same way. When your energy is scattered, progress slows. When your attention becomes concentrated, momentum increases. Clarity sharpens speed. Discipline accelerates growth. So if you feel stuck, don't wait for inspiration to save you. Start moving. Take action before you feel ready. The universe will help you once you begin. Momentum will build. Resistance will decrease. Motion will protect you from stagnation. Because in this cosmos, nothing powerful stands still. And once you begin to spin forward, the universe itself helps you keep going. Right now, in this exact moment, while you are sitting still, reading, listening, breathing, you are moving faster than you can imagine. It doesn't feel like it. Your body feels calm. The room feels quiet. The ground beneath your feet feels solid. But that stillness is an illusion. You are standing on a spinning planet racing through space. The Earth is rotating so fast that if you could step outside the atmosphere and watch it from above, you would see entire continents sweeping through darkness and light. You are being carried around the planet at incredible speed, yet you don't feel it because everything around you is moving together. The air, the oceans, the cities, your body, all of it is part of the same rotating system. And it doesn't stop there. While Earth spins, it is also orbiting the Sun. The Sun itself is not standing still either. It is moving through the galaxy, dragging the entire solar system with it, like a glowing engine of light. And the galaxy? It too is traveling through space, interacting with other galaxies in a slow, massive cosmic flow. So think about this for a second. You are not just sitting in a chair, you are riding a spinning planet, orbiting a star, traveling inside a moving galaxy within an expanding universe. You are part of a cosmic river of motion that has been flowing for billions of years, and yet you feel still. That's because motion becomes invisible when it is consistent. When something moves smoothly and continuously, your brain stops noticing it. The same thing happens in life. You forget how far you've traveled. You underestimate your progress. You ignore your growth because it happened gradually, step by step. But make no mistake, you are not stuck. You are in motion whether you realize it or not. Every breath you take is movement. Every heartbeat is motion. Blood flows through your veins. Signals race through your nervous system. Cells divide. Energy circulates. Inside you is a universe of activity that never stops. And here's the deeper truth. You are not separate from this cosmic motion. You are made from the same atoms that once lived inside stars. The elements in your body were forged in exploding suns long before Earth even existed. That means the motion of the universe is not just around you. You carry the memory of cosmic movement in your very star. So when you say, I feel stuck, understand what you're really saying. You're not physically stuck. You're mentally paused, emotionally hesitant, spiritually uncertain. But motion is still available to you at any moment. Just like Earth doesn't ask permission to rotate, you don't need permission to move forward. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need ideal conditions. The universe didn't wait for everything to be comfortable before expanding. It moved first and adjusted later. You can do the same. Take one step, make one decision, shift one habit, start one action. That single movement connects you back to the natural rhythm of existence. Because you were never designed to be motionless, you were designed to move with the universe. Now understand this. Spinning is not just about movement. It is about rhythm. It is about cycles. It is about balance. Because when a planet rotates, it doesn't just turn, it creates time itself as we experience it. Day and night are born from rotation. Morning light and evening darkness exist because the world keeps spinning. Without that steady turning, there would be no sunrise to wake you, no sunset to slow you down, no natural clock guiding life. Imagine a world that never rotated. One side would burn under endless sunlight, the other would freeze in permanent darkness. Life would struggle to survive. But rotation saves the planet from extremes. It spreads heat across the surface. It creates moderate temperatures. It builds environments where water can remain liquid and ecosystems can grow. Spin is not decoration. It is survival technology built into nature. And it doesn't stop at day and night. The tilt and motion of Earth create seasons, cycles of growth and rest, planting and harvesting, migration and reproduction. The entire biological calendar is synchronized with planetary motion. Your sleep patterns, your hormones, your energy levels, all of them respond to the rhythm created by rotation. Your body is listening to the planet, whether you realize it or not. Life didn't randomly appear on a quiet rock floating in space. Life emerged on a spinning world with stable cycles, predictable light patterns, and balanced energy flow. Rotation created order, order created opportunity, opportunity allowed life to rise. And look at how deeply this rhythm is embedded inside you. Your heart beats in cycles, your lungs expand and contract, your brain waves pulse, your muscles move in patterns, even your emotions rise and fall in waves. You are not designed for constant intensity. You are designed for rhythm. The universe understands something we often forget. Rest and motion work together. Night follows day. Calm follows activity. Recovery follows effort. That balance keeps systems healthy. When rotation slows too much or speeds up uncontrollably, stability is lost. The same is true in life. Burnout happens when rhythm is broken. Depression can grow when motion disappears. You don't need non-stop hustle. You need sustainable movement. You need cycles of work and renewal, action and reflection, push and pause. The planet doesn't sprint endlessly, it rotates steadily. That steady consistency is what has allowed life to survive for billions of years. So if you feel exhausted, maybe it's not because you're moving too much. Maybe it's because your rhythm is broken. And if you feel empty, maybe it's not because life is meaningless. Maybe it's because you stopped moving with purpose. Rotation teach us how to live wisely, not in extremes, not in chaos, but in balance. Wake, work, rest, repeat, grow, fail, learn, rise. The universe does not rush, yet everything gets done. So align yourself with that rhythm. Respect your cycles. Protect your energy. Move forward steadily instead of violently. Let consistency become your superpower, because the same motion that creates sunrise also creates progress. And when you move in harmony with the rhythm of the universe, life begins to flow instead of fight. Now we arrive at the deepest truth, the one hidden beneath stars, planets, gravity, and motion. The universe is not just spinning for beauty. It is spinning to survive. It is expanding to evolve. It is moving because stagnation is equal to decay. Everywhere you look in nature, you see the same message written in light and energy. What stops moving begins to fall apart. Stars that run out of fuel collapse. Galaxies that lose balance distort. Planets that lose motion become dead worlds. Even in your own body, when blood stops flowing, life stops. When muscles stop moving, they weaken. When the mind stops learning, it shrinks. Motion is not optional. It is the price of existence. And this is where the universe stops being a distant mystery and becomes your personal teacher. Growth has never been comfortable. Expansion has never been easy. The universe didn't become vast by staying small. It stretched itself beyond limits. It tore space open and filled it with light. And every time it expanded, new possibilities were created. New stars, new planets, new chances for life. You carry that same pattern inside you. Every breakthrough in your life requires discomfort. Every new level demands movement beyond familiarity. When you stay where it feels safe, you don't stay stable. You slowly shrink. Dreams fade. Motivation weakens. Fear grows stronger. Comfort becomes a cage. But the moment you move forward, even imperfectly, everything changes. Energy shifts. Opportunities appear. Confidence builds. Momentum grows. The universe responds to motion. Action creates alignment. Look at successful people. Look at innovators. Look at leaders. They didn't wait for perfect timing. They didn't wait to feel ready. They moved while uncertain. They stepped forward while afraid. They learned by moving, not by waiting. And here's the most powerful part: you don't need massive change to start transforming your life. You need direction. One small step forward is stronger than standing still with big dreams. The universe doesn't jump from nothing to perfection. It builds gradually, star by star, system by system, layer by layer. That is how real growth works. So stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what happens if I don't move at all? because not trying guarantees one result, regret. Motion gives you a chance. Stillness takes it away. You are not meant to live small, you are not meant to hide your potential, you are not meant to watch life from the sidelines. You are made from cosmic dust that survived explosions, pressure, collapse, and rebirth. Your existence itself is proof that resilience is written into your design. So move your body, move your mind, move your goals, move your habits, move your thinking. Let growth become your default direction, because just like the universe, you were not created to stand still. You were created to expand,